Good morning, Mustangs. It's Wednesday, November 2nd, 2022, and I'm Jose Salinas. In the headlines, a guest speaker talks with high schoolers on important career skills. Wednesday at work with Mrs. Black and her new role at FSA. And a new partnership between FSA and Kyungchi Science High School in Seoul, South Korea. But first, it's time for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now for our top story. FSA starts college preparatory for students the moment a freshman enters into high school. Each month, all high schoolers at FSA have the opportunity to receive informative sessions from a guest speaker about any important skills necessary in careers and in daily life. In October, Keith Noble from Samsung talked to our high school students. Here's Mustang News reporter Bill Zhu with more.
In his role as the Senior Director of Retail Operations at Samsung Electronics America, Keith Noval knows a lot about teamwork and communication. In his presentation to students, he stressed the importance of holding each other accountable and communicating. Mr. Noval shared that without effective communication, certain tasks in the supply chain just wouldn't get done. The session was very interactive, and he passed up on a stage presentation to move in between students, effectively demonstrating that to have successful communication, you must engage with your audience on all levels. He even rewarded them with Samsung swag when questions weren't answered correctly. It also reinforced the importance it is to listen well. Stay tuned to Mustang News for highlights on November's monthly speaker. The goal of this program is to expose students to professionals that can offer insight into careers, skills, and even college requirements. For Mustang News, I'm Bill Shrew.
As a teacher for over 6 years, Ms. Caitlin Black has recently been awarded the title of Head of Elementary. Here is Amira Islam with more about her time at FSA.
Miss Caitlin Black has been at FSA for 6 years and was recently named the head of FSA's elementary school this academic year. She stepped in to fill the role after Miss Sanchez left. While she started as an elementary teacher, with continuing training and study, she has seamlessly stepped into a leadership role.
A master's and specialist degrees studying further in education that allowed me to be the curriculum coordinator here and now the head of elementary.
One of her most cherished memories, she shared with Mustang News, is her teaching experience abroad.
I started as an elementary school teacher. I taught for 5 years. I was able to go to Belize for a short period of time and teach in a classroom there.
There is no greater joy than teaching kids who are ready and willing to learn, no matter their resources.
One of the biggest things I learned when I was teaching in Belize was how to use little resources. They didn't have copy machines or supplies that students brought in, so we just used what we had, which sometimes meant going out onto the pavement and drawing on chalk instead of having printed worksheets.
She learned how to work creatively and efficiently to get the job done.
I'm appreciative of what we have here, but also coming up with ideas with when we don't need to spend as much money on things or to come up with ideas quickly, being creative with what we have.
Miss Black, like so many administrators in education, shared that her favorite part of the day is when she gets to greet students as they come to school in the morning.
One of the best parts of my day is getting to greet students as they're getting out of the car in the morning at carpool, and then just getting to circulate through the halls and interact with our teachers.
For Mustang News, I am Amira Islam.
As we shift the spotlight to FSA's core values, which spell I care, this month we look at the R, which stands for resiliency. Resiliency focuses on the ability to withstand adversity and bounce back from difficult life events. Now for a look at the weather. A continuation of this unusually warm week, both Wednesday and Thursday will have a high in the 70s and a low in the high 40s. Today, our quote of the day is from Nelson Mandela. He was a South African activist and the first black president of South Africa. He states, "The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." It's time for the joke of the day. What did the janitor say when he jumped out of the closet? Supplies! FSA and Kyungchi Science High School in Seoul, South Korea, commonly referred to as GSHS, have begun a partnership. Both schools, very focused on science, are bound to have a lasting impact on one another. Together, they will work on researching topics related to mathematics and computer science. The accumulated research will then be published using FSA's Scripta team. During spring break, a handful of selected students will visit South Korea and stay at GSHS. This encounter will allow them to interact with and observe the culture of different significant sites within the city. In this episode, Mustang Matters gives a shout out to Mr. Aliyev. We appreciate you for always being there when something requires fixing or goes wrong. And a big thank you from M&T for helping us set up our equipment. Stay safe and healthy, Mustangs, and don't forget to subscribe to FSA's YouTube channel and check the various school newsletters for updates on various events and activities. I'm Jose Salinas, reminding you that when we, you, and I care, we are always #stronger together.